Unrivaled League needs Caitlin Clark, and they are preparing to offer her a massive deal.
Angel Reese and A.A. Wilson are undoubtedly feeling the heat after Caitlin Clark finally revealed her leaked contract for the Unparalleled League, even though they believed they were in on the exclusive club. In private, Breanna Stewart was giving Clark an incredible offer that left everyone else in the dark.
It has just been reported today that Caitlin Clark could receive a Lionel Messi-like offer to play in Unrivaled startup 3-on-3 league, which is a full-court press to sign her.
The plan was straightforward. Unrivaled didn't merely hire Clark covertly. Instead, they imposed a strict no-disclosure clause on her that made it seem like top-secret intelligence.
Now, this is also interesting to me because I feel like it is kind of late in the game to start recruiting Caitlin Clark. The Unrivaled League has 26 of their 30 players already.
However, Clark has finally had enough of the hush and is stating unequivocally that everybody who was rejoicing over her absence from Unrivaled was completely mistaken.
Caitlin Clark is needed for this league. It should be one of their main goals is to get her to play in the league no matter what that costs, no matter what that is going to take.
Unrivaled, the new, bold face in women's basketball, has one goal: to completely flip the script on women's sports. Let me tell you the whole story if you're not aware, though, since they didn't come here to play by anyone else's rules.
Now they're realizing we might need Caitlin. Nafisa Collier, who is one of the founders of Unrivaled, had this to say about Caitlin Clark.
Supported by heavyweights like Nika UAM and Breanna Stewart, this isn't just a league, it's essentially a movement. Imagine 3 intense games. The goal of the prime-time coverage is to give women's basketball the kind of Showtime attention it hasn't gotten in years. The best part is that they weren't searching for any athletes to create this splash. Instead, they had one dominant name in mind from the start: Caitlin Clark.
Go ahead and look. Everywhere you turn, Indiana Fever's breaking.
However, when Unrivaled launched, the plot took a turn for the worst, leaving fans baffled as to why Caitlin Clark, the biggest emerging star, was absent. Sports shows couldn't stop asking the question, and social media went crazy. The comment area, which is unmatched, was completely overflowing with people asking where Caitlin was.
It's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats.
It's brand new. It's going to be hard to get eyeballs on it. All of these, I mean, the WNBA is in their 28th season and it's still a new league. Like, it's hard to get the kind of virality, viewership, all the things that you want right off the bat. And especially if you don't have a big name or a big draw.
You don't see a rookie pull every day, I mean. It felt like a smack in the face for most supporters when she wasn't even on the starting lineup for the biggest new league around, with a crowd so large that arena attendance increased by 50%. It seemed as though Unrivaled didn't perceive Clark's worth, or worse, they didn't think they could make their big debut without her.
The kind of physicality and double teams and face guards and all of those things that she was receiving on the court, but also all of the noise, all of the drama, all of the media circus surrounding her off the court, that just had to have been so much to handle.
However, no Stewart and her exceptional staff were fully aware of their duties. One of the league's co-founders, Breanna Stewart, is no stranger to a well-timed reveal. She didn't keep Clark's involvement a secret by accident. Rather, their plan was to keep the fans guessing and then surprise them with the news when it mattered. They didn't want Clark's deal to overshadow everyone else on the roster too soon, so they were creating tension and setting the stage so that when Clark's news finally came, it would hit like a ton of bricks.
She should be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers that she's bringing.
Caitlin Clark was offered a staggering $75 million to join Unrivaled, and the moment those leaked details made headlines, it was like an earthquake in the sports world. The deal was intended to make Clark the official face of Unrivaled, a player ambassador marketing machine, and she got it all: a sizable guaranteed salary, endorsement deals, exclusive TV rights, and even a front row seat in Unrivaled. Big plans to expand internationally.
To drive revenue so we can give the players extra income, extra opportunities. I had to actually educate the players. They're like, good, 75 million divided by 144, pay us.
The whole point was to avoid stirring things up too soon, but once the numbers were out, they they hit like a tidal wave for perspective. Stewart and her team knew this deal was so big that the second other players got a whiff of it, they would start talking about renegotiations or perhaps even feeling a little left out. A.A. Wilson, the current NBA MVP, earns about $230,000 annually. The type of contract that shouts, "new level," like no one's business is Clark's.
And it was just announced recently that Unrivaled struck a television deal with TNT. Now, this exclusive media rights deal is reported to be 45 plus primetime games. TNT Sports are also invested in the league, and sources say that it's a 6-year deal that could be worth more than $100 million.
To put it in perspective, the WNBA averaged about 657,000 viewers per game in 2024, with Clark at the center. With an unmatched recent deal with TNT, it's evident they're serious about making women's basketball a primetime sensation. We're talking about over 45 televised games and a full-thrust attempt to draw in viewership that even the WNBA hasn't mastered. Unrivaled is betting she can double that and then some.
The biggest issue that players had, we did player survey and travel. The league was able to kind of take a lot of pressure off of itself.
And as the supporters adore it, Clark's teammates, top-tier WNBA players like Angel Reese and A.A. Wilson, have a slightly distinct vibe. More than merely a startling sum, Clark's offer serves as a stark reminder of the enormous financial disparities in the sport.
There have been so many players, coaches, media personality who have been so afraid to just admit the fact that Caitlin Clark has been the sole reason for so many of these things happening this season in the WNBA.
Angel Reese even vented her dissatisfaction on social media, implying that years of arduous work for this sport were overshadowed by a single mega contract. It's impossible to blame her for witnessing a rookie enter the market with an offer that eclipses the season's salary. For athletes making between $150,000 and $200,000, stars has a sting. Given that Clark's contract is more than 20 times their pay, it is evident how far unmatched bankroll priorities lie.
What's the headline? It says, "We're not asking to get paid what the men get paid. We're asking to get paid the same percentage of revenue share."
And now is when the exciting part begins. Even though this deal has the potential to greatly improve women's sports, it also runs the risk of causing major tension. The WNBA has battled valiantly for increased compensation, respect, and airtime, and now they're seeing Clark enter unmatched with a golden ticket worth far more than they've ever seen. It's easy to understand how this could incite animosity among players who have spent years developing the sport to see a rookie like Clark suddenly in a league of her own, both financially and physically.
Didn't want to rush into it because we wanted new owners, like new ownership groups. Anyone who knows sports here knows, like, it's a slog to be a sport.
Caitlin Clark isn't just any player, though. She's become a full-blown sensation and a veritable marketing gold mine. Her first season in the WNBA demonstrated why, as the league has historically struggled with lower attendance than its male counterparts.
Overall viewership, like Nafisa said, they're changing venues just to accommodate all the fans who want to come watch Caitlin Clark play.
Thanks to the Clark effect, arena attendance increased by 50%. Fans flocked to see her magic on the court, and when she performed, she attracted over 1 million viewers per game, unprecedented in the WNBA. Clark didn't simply enter the league, she ignited it from the first day. Her highlights became popular videos on the internet, and her presence captivated viewers long after the buzzer sounded.
A lot of this noise came by people that were sitting on this network. They tried to minimize her, said, "Well, you giving her all this credit."
Now let's briefly discuss merchandise. Fans wanted more than just to watch Clark, they wanted a piece of the action, and her jersey virtually flew off the racks, shattering records in NBA apparel sales. Because of Caitlin Clark's name, her actions, and her entire brand, the WNBA has been battling valiantly to receive the recognition it so richly deserves. Clark's arrival was like a miracle gift from the basketball gods. She brought much-needed publicity and excitement, and she didn't only draw in the usual audience, she also drew in a whole new younger and much more fan base.
We have former NBA players playing in Big Three, right? So for Cube to come out and be like, I'm going to pay Caitlin Clark more than I pay any of these guys who used to play in the NBA. I'm going to pay Caitlin Clark more because that's the value that I see in her.
Prior to its unparalleled offer, another league was Ian Clark. To put this into perspective, the top players in the Big Three league, who are mostly former NBA legends, make between $100,000 and $500,000 a season, but Ice Cube was willing to pay 6 times that amount for Clark to join his league. This wasn't just about adding a talented player, it was also about bringing Clark's electric energy and undeniable charisma into a league known for its all-male big-name lineup. Yes, that's the one with all the retired NBA stars running 3 Honor games in 2024.
And he was so unapologetic with the way that he came out and said, this is who we want, this is the value that we see in her, regardless. If she can't make a game, that's totally fine. We know that it coincides with WNBA season.
This was not just another sports offer. Cube was making a huge statement. In a league full of ex-NBA heavyweights, he saw something in Clark that went beyond all the norms. He was willing to upend the traditions of the Big Three to make room for her, even if it meant putting his former superstars' egos aside. He wanted Clark's appeal across sports because her game was more than just women's basketball, it was a magnet that could draw in fans from all over the sports world.
We have Lisa Leslie, Nancy Lieberman, like there are legends among us in the Big Three, and there are high-level former professional athletes on our courts, and he was okay putting it out there because he knew how much it could help the Big Three.
We've Leslie Lisa, but here's where Clark's decision gets even more intriguing. Despite the fat $3 million carrot dangling in front of her, she turned Cube down and chose to stay with the WNBA, making it clear that she wasn't just in this for the money or a quick fame grab. Nancy Lieberman said, "There are legends among us in the Big Three and there are high-level former professional athletes on our courts, and he was okay putting it out there because he knew how much it could help the Big Three." Because she regarded the WNBA as her home base and a league where she could develop professionally and help others grow from the inside out, Clark selected it. This decision demonstrated her dedication to both her career and the future of women's sports.
Unrivaled would have taken that exact approach, and what it feels like to me is Caitlin Clark was an afterthought in all of this. And maybe she was, maybe she wasn't, maybe they wanted to wait until after the WNBA season.
Through selecting the WNBA when Unrivaled finally returned with their $75 million mega deal, they knew they weren't just signing a player, they were dealing with a once-in-a-generation talent, someone who was loyal, fiercely ambitious, and willing to put the sport first. Clark set a whole new standard for loyalty in sports. Sure, money is great, but for her, staying meant more than just a paycheck. She wanted to elevate women's basketball and contribute to its future, and fans took notice.